Cause I'm a thrashing boy, just trying to make it. Cause I'm a little aluminum, I have to weigh it. Yeah, yeah. What is up, you guys? Another day, another split, man. I don't know why I'm so hyped today. Probably because I had like 4 coffees and a monster, maybe. I don't know. But let me ask you guys something real first. You guys believe in the paranormal? Hmm? You believe in all that spooky dooky shit? I feel like I'm going way too fast for this split. You guys believe in the afterlife? Do you believe in heaven? Do you believe in hell? That sounded way more ominous than I wanted it to. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because let's just say I have 2 stories that really cemented how I feel. And I hope the second one doesn't get too confusing. But the first one, we'll see what you guys think. Alright, so if y'all didn't know, and you probably shouldn't know unless you're close family and or I got drunk previously and told you, which is probably highly unlikely because I barely know any of you. But my grandpa had cancer of the prostate, and that's what he died from. Hold on, let me pop the visor real fast. And that's what he died from. And I mean, he was being a G about it most of the time. And he would just like live his daily life, go to the casino, have fun, and it didn't really get bad until I would say the last probably like 4 weeks of his life. And that's when he went downhill. Anyway, besides the point. So my grandma goes to this laundromat, right? And we've been going there since I was a little kid, which means that we know the owner, we know, the little janitors or little assistants that they have there that make sure the machines are working, they make sure the laundromat's clean and all that jazz. And she's actually pretty good friends with my grandma. So one day, alright, let's back up a bit. My grandpa was very active. He would walk like miles and miles. That's one thing he would boast about. He'd be like, "Hey, Brandon, I walked about 6 miles today. Now I'm headed up to the casino. Take your mama out." He's from Virginia, so yes, he talked like that. And so one big thing, he would always walk. He would always exercise. And he would basically like do laps around the mobile home, and he would walk a lot. He would like go outside of the mobile home too and do laps around probably like 2 or 3 blocks worth, and he would just walk until he was satisfied, I guess. So he would like go up to the kids and like hand them out candy sometimes, because not in a weird way, y'all, alright? He was a friendly old man, that nice old man that's like, "Oh, here's some candy," or that sounds really weird, but he was just a nice guy. And even to strangers, they would give him like fruits and stuff, because we have multiple trees too, so we would give them fruit and then they would give us their fruit, so it was like a whole little fruit exchange going on. Anyways, so we do his laps, just say what's up to everybody, and now we cut back to the laundromat. So my grandma knew everybody at the laundromat, and so did my grandpa, because she's been going there. He would go there sometimes to like check in on her, I guess, when he would do his walks, just to see how she was doing, if she was okay. And so he got to meet everybody too. So now let's cut to the story. So the assistant asked my grandma, "How's your husband doing? I saw him walking the other day." And I said hi, but he didn't say anything. He seemed kind of sad. And my grandma was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, I saw your husband walking down here." And my grandma was like, "How long ago?" She said, "Oh, about 2 or 3 days ago." And she's like, "How can that be? That can't be true because my husband's been bedridden for about a month now, and he's gotten really sick. I don't know how that's possible." And yeah, that lady swears she saw my grandpa, dude. And like right when that happened, I think he died like 3 or 4 days later. My grandma told me this story after he died, and it's all kind of hazy because it was just a whole lot of mixture of emotions and stuff. So I don't remember the exact story to a T, but most of that is 99% true with slight time variations. But yeah, that's what happened. And the laundromat lady was like freaking out a little bit because she basically saw a ghost. And yeah, I went to go see my grandpa a few days before he died as well. And he was basically a vegetable from the cancer. Just all bones and stuff. It's really hard to see him like that, but it is what it is. That's the effects of that disease. So that's story number one. And, you know, sometimes I go out and stuff, like to the casino with my grandma, and I swear I see him, dude. Like, they're wearing the same clothes, he has the same hairstyle, he had a long blonde ponytail, and a big bushy beard, like Santa Claus. A lot of people say he looked like Willie Nelson. But yeah, I see people like that, I'm like, hold up. I get the cold sweats, bro. It's a whole trip, and then I'm like, oh man. I'm like, even if that was my grandpa, I wouldn't go up and say hi because he is dead, bro. He shouldn't be here. What the hell? You know what I mean, dude? Like, that shit would freak me out. Alright, that's for sure the end of that story. Second story. I was living in Lemon Grove, California when I first got kicked out of my grandparents' house. That's another story that I'll get into when I feel comfortable telling it. But I lived with my grandparents most of my life, so I was living there for a little while. Long story short, I got kicked out. And so I had to go find somewhere else to live. And then another, too long didn't read. I moved in with my brother down in Lemon Grove, and I was sleeping in a closet. I was sleeping in a closet with a cat litter box because he just got a new cat, Skippy. I miss Skippy. I love you, Skippy, if you're watching this. But yeah, Skippy was brand new. She was just a kitten, and they didn't want her peeing all over the place, so I stayed with her in the closet, and she pooped on me, she peed on me, she did everything. So one day the topic of the house being haunted came up, and it was an old house, I think. Or that's what they told me. I don't know. I can't be 100% accurate on it. I never looked into the house or anything, but that's what they told me, bro. So that's what I'm going with for this story. So I'm like, yeah, we hear footsteps outside, all this stuff. And granted, yeah, it was me, my brother, 3 other people, and then the person on the lease, which was our boss at the time. So it was a whole bunch of people in this one, I think it was like a 1-bedroom house. It was crazy. Definitely one of the craziest living situations I've been in. But my wife's a writer, and she still came to see you, boy. And so one day I'm sleeping, and my brother wakes me up. He's like, Brandon, come here. I'm like, what's up, dude? I'm sleeping. What's going on? He's like, I heard something outside, man. It was like footsteps and knocking. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. It's like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, alright, let's go get the guns, brother. And he got his shotgun out, and I got my 30-06 hunting rifle out. And or one of the roommates, he brought like a baseball bat or something. And so we were there's a little hill where we live, so we're like, what if a little bum, you know, came over the hill? He's just walking around and stuff. So we searched the entire property basically. We couldn't find anything. But the one thing that threw me off is that there's like a wooden fence that separates the neighbor's house from ours, and their house sits a little higher. And those wooden planks were broken, and they weren't broken earlier. They weren't broken earlier in the time sense that I went to work and they weren't broken. I don't know if someone kicked the shit out of them while I was at work or whatever. But I'm like, dude, look, the planks are broken. Do you think they went through there? He's like, I don't know, dude. I'm like, yeah, but they're gone now. So we saw footsteps in the dirt, because there was also like it was kind of like a backyard area, but it was full of dirt. Like you could park cars there and stuff. But we had this big awning situation going on. So there was footsteps in the dirt, and they didn't look like shoe prints. They were like the outline of a shoe, but they weren't shoe prints, dude. They didn't have no tread or marks or anything. They were just round. And I'm like, damn, that's hella weird. It was like a slipper. And I was like, damn, that's hella weird, dude. So I'm like, alright, we'll see. So after we kind of like, our nerves came down and stuff, I decided to come up with the bright idea to, okay, hold on, give me a second, y'all, give me a second. Lane splitter activities. I came up with the bright idea to erase the footprints with the rake. So I removed all the old footprints, and then I combed out the dirt so it looks like little rows. You know, like if you freshly plant something, you have rows and then you put the seeds, right? It looked like that, but there was no seeds or anything. You know, just basically, I just wrote out the dirt, you know? Okay, so just, if you're having a hard time picturing it, and my brain doesn't want to struggle anymore, just imagine taking a rake and sweeping it across the dirt. Alright, you get like little rows and stuff. Anyways, so I wrote out the whole dirt area, and to make sure I didn't leave my own footprints, I would row the dirt in front of me and walk backwards so I didn't leave any footprints. And when I got to the end, I stepped onto the cement and I rode it out. This was late at night, so everybody's already drunk and asleep in their bed, you know, because they were working construction. You know, construction guys like to drink, but they're already all over it. They all went back to bed, and so it was just me and my brother, and the roommate even went back to bed. He was already laying down, and only my brother and I knew about this little trap, I guess you would call it. And so in the morning, first thing I do is go check, and I kid you not, dude, there is a circle, like a crop circle of footprints. No tracks leading to the circle. It was just like a complete circle, dude. And I freaked out, man. I was like, you know what, this shit's real. This is scary. I don't want to live here no more. And no one was out there after we left, to my knowledge, alright? And everybody was asleep. Now, I know some people might say that the roommates got up, which is a totally fair possibility, but I really don't think so. I mean, if you know your friends and stuff, they're not gonna, my friends at the time, they were not gonna wake their drunk ass up, all hungover and stuff, and then make a weird little crop circle with no shoe prints. Oh, that's another thing, yeah. The footprints, they didn't have any tread markers either, so it was like a slipper again. And I was like, what the hell? So yeah, those are my two ghost stories. Let me know if you experience anything like that. Well, also at that house, like windows would open by themselves. Like you would go shower and I would close the window and then they'll be open again. We would hear knocks and stuff, you know, all the typical stuff. But this thing was really freaky, man. I can't explain it other than how what I told you. I don't think of any other logical explanation besides, you know, the variables of people living there with us. But they were like grown. They were like men. They're not gonna do all that. So those are my ghost experiences. Let me know if you guys had anything similar happen to you, or if you had like some intense stuff going on. And that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for the support, as always. If you watch for 1 second or you watch the whole video, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Remember, keep smiling. Tell somebody you love them today. And I'll see you guys in the split. Later.